Cool. Hey, good morning.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Great.
Singing's not approved.
Great. Welcome to this edition of, we're trying to reconnect on Facebook. I love that. But YouTube, we are in love. I'd like to make an announcement this morning about our topic, which is, good morning, Chris. How are you?
That's not our topic.
Okay, we did go live. We are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. And good morning and happy holidays.
Morning.
Happy holidays.
Felicidades.
Feliz Navidad. We are live at this beautiful location in the River District this morning.
First time I've been here. Super, super cool.
It is. And we are
What's it called again? Everybody's Place.
Everybody's Place.
Everyone is welcome.
Everybody's Place. And we are excited to be here for our edition of Hashtag Wednesday Wisdom, where we're talking about racism
versus sexism.
It's an interesting topic, especially with the things going on in the news today, which you brought some.
Yeah, Matt Lauer has been dismissed following sexual impropriety allegations at, I think it came up on my feed from NBC News. I mean, having that little computer that you carry around with you everywhere that just pops and feeds information to you all day is pretty awesome.
It is. So when you think about sexism and racism, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
That we cannot possibly understand the position that someone else has been in. So I can speak to sexism possibly, but I can't compare that to racism because I haven't experienced it not being in the minority culture. So we should be really, really sensitive to what we think racism or sexism is, not having been able to walk in someone else's shoes.
Will you get me something I can put this camera on?
Talking to Marissa. Hi, Marissa.
Well, we're talking about this because I think that's interesting because I think we were brought up during a time of, when we say we're not exposed to racism, that's also during a time when we were brought up during a racist time. Mm-hmm. So maybe we're not racist, thank you, but our parents were.
Oh, we're all racist.
Thank you.
We're all racist and we're all sexist. We don't even realize when we're doing it because it's so much that we do is implied. I was part of the race and culture conversations a couple of weeks ago with Downtown Rotary and TCU, and just getting to hear firsthand stories from people that have been subject to really serious racism and how often, as white people, we do not perceive it. We don't even notice it because it's implicit in what we're doing day in, day out.
Great. So, difference between, in your mind, racism and sexism?
Well, racism is based on a man-made concept of people being different based on color. That there's actually not genetic differences. This is a construct that we humans have come up with. Being gender biased or sexism is based on a physical genetic difference. None of these can be controlled, but sexism is based on something that is truly a genetic difference. Racism is not.
But it seems like now sexism is the big talking point.
It is, because women are starting to feel empowered, and men are starting to feel empowered. Whoever has been pushed up against or pushed down or oppressed is now finding a voice. And where I really would love to hear an attorney's perspective on this, because it used to be the onus was on the person who was harassed to prove that there was harassing. Now it's such that you say one word, that person's gone. Just like Matt Lauer this morning. We don't know what the story was that dismissed him, but an allegation is like a red flag and you're out of there, buddy.
Wow, I can't believe Matt Lauer.
I know Matt Lauer, and then so many people that we've looked up to. Like, I was horrified when H.W. Bush was accused by a number of women of fondling or groping, or, and how much of that is due to senility and how much of it is due to someone's behavior being excused because of society and culture. And that's how it's always been. And if you want to get ahead, in fact, I was talking to my mother-in-law, who was a dean at Stephen F. Austin, and she said she never dealt a lot with harassment. She would deal with sexism, but she never put herself in situations that would compromise her integrity, and she was never asked to do that, and she never would have. And she's grateful for that. And I said, I'm grateful for you, but I'm also grateful for the women who have been brave, who put their careers first, did what they had to do, and now have stories to tell about it. Because That's incredible bravery, and I can't imagine what that's like. And I don't ever want people to feel like we're blaming the victim or saying, oh, well, you were willing to compromise your morals. No, you live in a world where you're trying to achieve your dreams and bring good to the world, and we can't criticize people for that.
Yeah, like you said, unless you walk the walk, I can't say, because I'm not looking through those blinders, right? So for me to vote, I don't have a vote.
Right. You're a white male.
Right.
You don't have a vote?
Yes, I am, and I'm proud of it. And you're watching #Wednesday Wisdom. And we're talking about sexism versus racism.
Yeah.
Just
the biggest disclaimer, I think, is we can all increase our awareness of it, because most of us don't realize when we are being sexist or racist. And often it's humorous. We find it funny.
Right. And your comment, you're a white male, was racist.
Exactly.
Racist.
But it was funny.
Right. But you thought it was funny.
So when is humor crossing the line into harassment?
Right. And I think that's the thing, is that we kind of draw these lines, and now where is that line? And we refer to the manual or the CEO or the C-level gets a pass up to this point.
Right.
Now,
everybody's being held accountable.
Right.
As it should be.
Right. So this is a warning, because that was a statement that was not appropriate.
Am I getting put on a performance improvement plan?
Smile. Great. Alrighty. So our takeaways for, I think everyone's more conscious.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is a lot of times people don't think it affects them in the small company.
Yeah.
Right? Right.
And that people's jobs are somehow less protected, or there are more secrets, or people are subject to less legislation in smaller businesses.
Right.
So I think it let's flip that idea on its head, that do you want the most productivity and engagement from your staff? That comes from respect. That comes from empowering people. So we can talk all day long about different groups of people being offended, or this being a slippery slope to class warfare or racial warfare. Okay, let's think about what we really want and what our goals are, and how respect of each person and their individuality is what helps us reach our goals.
Right. Well, I also think, and you've talked about it in students, is that what is that interpretation of, if it be racism or sexism, or because a lot of people, we might think it's because we like humor, and a lot of times it might not be offensive to us, but it's offensive to someone else.
Yeah.
And now it's a so much more sensitive time, and we have to be so much more conscious of that.
Yeah. Okay, so I was reading some tweets and I'm so hip. Lena Dunham was criticized for this, they called it hipster humor. And like somebody saying something to the effect of, I ate some sort of ethnic food. Like I had Thai last night or whatever, saying that to a person from Thailand. Aren't you proud of me? That would be like hipster humor. Like I'm trying to be more ethnic, or just, is that appropriate? Is it not? Like where's the line on humor? Is that a way to relate to someone? Because people want to be celebrated for their differences.
Right.
Or is it not?
Yeah, and now I think you can just, it can break it down, right?
I do
You can
too.
go too far and just take everything out of context, and where is the context? So I think the main thing is that the conversation has started, and now with Charlie Rose and Matt Lauer and all these different people, I mean, with Matt Lauer, it's just like...
What? Yeah.
So anyway, appreciate you tuning in to this edition of...
#Wednesday Wisdom.
Great.
And hopefully, because we're going to be continuing these conversations, and this is a part of our culture now, and I'm so glad, even though it's scary, to be having these conversations for people who haven't had a voice, to be able to talk about things like this, and for people that have been victimizing others to finally receive some sort of reprimand or punishment is positive for our culture at large. This is going to take all of us coming together and trying to form an understanding and an openness that we maybe haven't had before.
Absolutely. Until next week on #Wednesday Wisdom.
That's right. See you then.
Think before you speak.
That goes for me too.
And here's the other one. Here's my new one. Share if you care.
Share if you care.
So if you like our
Yeah.
content and you like what you're seeing, I mean, because I think these are relevant topics, HR related, lifestyle, thinking about what's going on, especially during the holidays.
Yeah.
Things are stressful, lots going on. So take time for other people, say hello, smile. It's short.
Yeah. Happy
So-
holidays and share if you care.
Right on.
I like that.
Share if you care.
Share if you care.
Right on. I'll push both of these, Marianne.
Yay. Well, you're going to push that one again.
You're just
Okay.